Hi, it's Friday afternoon. I came out during my break at work to get my new glasses because they wrote me yesterday and said, oh, your new glasses are ready. But then I pulled into the parking lot and they close at 1 o'clock on Fridays and I take my break at 1 o'clock. So I do not have new glasses. These are my my old glasses. So I'm going to pick up my glasses next Monday. But I just thought that was funny. I was like all excited, like I'm gonna have new glasses because I got new frames. Like they're really cool. I really like them. But you won't get to see them until next week's vlog because I'm not picking them up until Monday. Probably should have looked up their hours, but it never occurred to me that they would close at 1 o'clock on Fridays. So, oh well. This is the face of a guilty cat. He has just knocked down my chat pack. So once again, I will not be able to tell the difference between questions I have answered and questions I have not. Are you even sorry you did it? Are you sorry? Yeah. You can't tell, but I think he is. Today's the big day. My brother-in-law is here to fill up this hole in the wall. So he's outside now. I think he's cutting something. I don't know what you do to put drywall in. So apparently he mentioned cutting something. So I guess he's doing that outside. And then he's gonna come on in and we're gonna wait. He is gonna put fill that hole back up. And he also said he can sand down here between the paint and where the old cabinets were. It's like, you see how, it's kind of hard to see. It's really thick. Like it's obviously been painted multiple times. So he said he can sand that down so it's actually smooth going to where it's painted and not painted, which will be great because I need to paint again those bare spots. And over here too, I won't know exactly where to paint because I don't remember where the new cabinet ends, but the new cabinet is not that. Just like on this side, there's white that's going to be hanging over where the old cabinet was and the new cabinet is not. So I won't paint right away. I'm going to wait until they actually put the cabinet back up, but at least it'll be sanded down. So very exciting. So stay tuned and we'll see what it looks like when he's done. Here we are partway through. Brother-in-law had to leave for another engagement or whatever, but he has covered over the nail holes, covered over this big hole, and also did some nail holes and things over here, which is awesome. So next step, he's actually going to come back after his engagement that he went to, and he's going to sand down all of that stuff that he did, and then he's going to add a different type of mud. He said this is like a structural mud that's like, you know, for filling holes, and I guess, you know, he said basically like this mud, when it hardens, it's like the wall, like it's really, so that's like to hold everything in place and everything. And then we'll sand everything down. And then he adds a different type of mud, I guess, to smooth stuff out. And we'll be good to go. So halfway through, more than halfway through. Very cool. So I'll show you again when it's done for real. All right, so here we are at the end of the work Saturday. He started to sand on this one, but he realized it's still a little bit wet, so he stopped. So we actually have not finished the sanding work on all of these. But he did put my outlets back in, or the covers back on, because I kind of left those. And these switches were broken before, so he put new switches in there. And also very cool, so currently my dishwasher, or before, my dishwasher is actually on a switch, this switch. But what he did, he bypassed it, so now I no longer have to have the switch on to run my dishwasher. Which is fine because I always just left the switch on all the time anyway before. Like, I don't understand why a dishwasher needs a switch. Anyway, so he bypassed it. So now I don't have to worry about it. The dishwasher will always run regardless of whether the switch is on or not. So he is planning to come back tomorrow. This stuff should all be dry by then. He can do the rest of the sanding. And if he wanted to add another coat, he could do so. But yeah, I am very pleased. I'm very happy. There's no longer a hole. And that is half the battle right there. G.I. Joe. Hi, editing Christie here, and it just occurred to me I may have to explain that G.I. Joe thing. So if you are much younger than me, you will not know this, but there used to be a cartoon in the 80s called G.I. Joe. And they always had a PSA at the end where they would give you some life lesson, and the kid would go, you know, the kid would say, oh, now I know this thing. And the G.I. Joe guy would go, and knowing is half the battle. And then the thing would go, G.I. Joe, like the theme song. So because I just said half the battle, my brain went G.I. Joe, and that's why I said that. Anyway, back to your normally scheduled vlog. All done. So Cliff came back today, and he sanded everything, and he smoothed this stuff out because the cabinets will be like about at that height, like right here-ish. So we needed the wall to be smooth where the cabinet will not be, and above it there. But it's all filled in, and these bits that he filled in the holes, those are all smooth too. So we put a little extra mud in a couple of places that's a longer, there's a mud that takes a longer time to dry because it's more of a finishing mud than a structural mud. But that's fine. So next step is calling back the cabinet people and say, okay, you can put this cabinet back up. You can finally put my drawer pulls on because I've been operating without drawer pulls forever. And we can put these baseboards in. And then that will be done, and then it's just a matter of finding my bar stools for this island, hi Snidely, and picking new lights to go above the island. So that is where we're at. That is Kitchen Saga part 259, but real progress has been made. I'm very excited. Time to pick a question. I have put the chat pack together from where a cat knocked it over. Messed everything up. I did actually locate several questions that I've already answered while I was putting it back together. So, you know, that's good. They're not all mixed in. But, you know, I probably didn't catch all of them because I've been doing this chat pack thing for a while. But at any rate, let's see what we get. And I am now keeping this in a place where the cat can't knock it over, so it shouldn't happen again. But anyway, here's today's question. As the Christmas season approaches, what song is it that you just can't wait to hear? I feel like that's one I answered before, actually. It is Porky Pig singing Blue Christmas. That cracks me up so much. I love it so much. Pretty sure I answered that before, though. So you get a bonus question. I will put the Porky Pig, I think it's on YouTube. I will try to find the Porky Pig Blue Christmas, put it in the description. But bonus question because I'm pretty sure I've answered that before. Okay. Babe Ruth, James Dean, Elvis Presley, if you could bring back any deceased superstar for one final performance in their respective field, whom would you choose? I feel like I may have answered that one too, to be honest. Or that may have been one of the ones where I couldn't really answer it because there wasn't really anyone who came to mind. Okay, bonus question number 3. Okay. If you won a contest in which your prize was to select any 3 guests to appear on a popular late night talk show, which 3 people would you choose? Okay, we can go with this one. So, okay. 3 guests for a popular late night talk show. That's a hard one. Okay, let me think what kind of people. I'm putting it back in the spot where he can't get it. Okay. Who would I want to be on a popular late night talk show? 3 people. I feel like I would want 3 people in different fields just to get, you know, a variety. So maybe something like an author, like 2 creatives and like a professional, maybe something like that. I don't know. Let's say like or at least 1 creative, whether that's an author or an actor or a singer, but somebody who's super creative and who I'd like to hear about like their inspiration and just how they create. I can't think of anyone in particular, but let's just say somebody like that. It would be someone where, yeah, they create, and so they would be able to talk to the talk show host about that. And then I would say like some kind of professional. who's like top of their field, who can talk about that and how they got to where they are. And then third, maybe a leader, someone who leads, like a president or, you know, somebody like that, not even necessarily ours, but like a leader like that, to talk about why they became, you know, if they're elected, why they chose to, or if it's like a monarch, you know, where they were just born into it, but just what is that like for them, and like what do they consider important as they lead and stuff like that. So rather than list specific people, I'm going to say I would want 3 people kind of in those 3 categories, because I think it would be just very interesting to hear from them about that. Now, you know, it does say a popular late night television show. What you're going to get out of these people is going to depend a whole lot on who is interviewing them. I don't watch any late night TV shows. I have no idea who is even doing late night TV shows nowadays, what kind of interviewers they are, and if they would really ask any questions that I think would be good. So that's one of the reasons it's hard for me to answer that question. The other reason it's hard for me to answer that question is that I don't generally look up to like specific people that way, where I'd want to hear from anybody in particular. I just don't have that. So that's why I answered the way I did, with more types of people. But yeah, it would have to be a worthwhile talk show host too, when you think about it. So it's an interesting question, but I don't think I have a very good answer to it, but there it is. So I just sat down after showing you what was going on in the kitchen. Very happy camper. I am ready now to relax for the rest of the evening. It's actually already evening. It's, what time is it? 7:30 p.m. So I'm just gonna sit for a bit. Not that Clif did all the work. I'm not even, it's fine. But I'm gonna sit and relax until it's time to get up and do my exercising and go to bed. So wrapping up, what happened this week? Work was work. Work was very busy. But it was very productive. I got a lot done at work this week. But it was very busy. I think / hope this coming week won't be quite as busy and like hectic, as last week was. We shall see, fingers crossed. But, I will be picking up my glasses tomorrow. Originally, like I told you, thought it would be Friday, but it's going to be tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. You will get to see new glasses next video. I don't think I have anything else specific for the week. So, like I said, I do have to call the cabinet folks. So I don't know when, they're going to say they're good to install, put the cabinet back up and do all the rest of that stuff in the kitchen. Sometimes I call and like, oh, I need this thing. And they're like, oh, we can send someone like tomorrow. And you're like, oh, okay. And then other times you call and say, oh, I'm ready for the thing. And they say, okay, 3 weeks from now. So who knows? But I will be calling them tomorrow to let them know we're good for them to come on. I did decide, I don't remember if I told you this yet, but I decided rather than doing like a backsplash and like repainting that wall in the tan that it currently is, I am actually going to paint just the wall behind the cabinets in the same dark blue that's in my living room. And I have leftover paint for that in my garage, which is nice. Now, is it enough for both of those walls? I don't know. But the good news is we bought that paint at the local hardware store. So like, if I were to run out, if I don't have enough, I can just take the empty can and be like, I need more of this. Also, I still have the original swatch. So I could get more if I need it. But it felt nice to make that decision because I've been thinking about the backsplash. What am I going to do? Am I going to do real tile? Am I going to do peel and stick tile? Neither. None of the above. Let's just paint the walls. So that was kind of cool, making that decision. That felt good. It feels like the right decision. And that's something I can do myself. Yeah. I mean, we painted my whole living room. Because everybody helped. My sister and me mostly did it. My brother-in-law, the nephews, I think, helped a little bit, if I remember correctly. It was a few years ago. I'm pretty sure the nephews helped, too. But it is something I could do by myself. Way more fun and quicker to do it with help, but I can do it myself. Anyway, so it did. It felt nice making that decision. We were supposed to have a mother-daughter outing next Saturday. that has been postponed, and I'm very sad about it because we were going to go to Wayfair. I don't know if you know, Wayfair website has all kinds of like furniture and things. They have actually opened a physical outlet store 1 hour from where I live. And so I'm super excited to go to Wayfair. I'm going to look there for my bar stools. I'm going to look there for those pendant lights for above the island. It's going to be next Saturday. It is no longer next Saturday. I don't know when it's going to be. I have to wait for my sister to let us know when she's going to be available again. So that was a little bit disappointing, but you know, it's okay. I can wait. I can wait. It's all right. But I am very excited to go there. But yeah, I think other than at the moment, I believe the only thing other than the glasses for this coming week, that's the only like out of the ordinary thing, unless the cabinet people say they can come this week, which like I said, I won't know until I call them tomorrow when they are coming. So that's what my week is looking like. But anyway, for now, I am looking forward to just sitting and relaxing for the rest of the evening. I'm hoping little Snidely will join me. He has been very uncomfortable because we had a very rainy weekend and he hates it when it rains. He gets very uncomfortable. And my brother-in-law, Clif, was sanding. It makes a lot of noise. So even after he came out, like it stopped raining and he came out, and then Clif came over and was making all this noise, and Snidely's just like, what is happening right now? So he's a bit out of sorts, but I'm hoping that he will come and we can hang out this evening and relax. But yeah, like I said, hope for a nice relaxing evening and a normal work week. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend, a good week, and I hope that you have a good week upcoming. But that is pretty much all that I have to say. So as usual, let me go ahead and end this thing in prayer. So, Lord, I thank you very much for the week, for the weekend, for today. So much has been happening. Thank you that I've been able to be so productive at work. Thank you that the kitchen is moving right along, that Clif was able to do so much to help me out this weekend. Thank you that I've just been feeling well and mentally and physically and just, pretty happy really with how things are going in my life. So I'm very thankful for that, Lord. I lift up everyone who's watching this, whatever their concerns are, Lord, you know exactly what's going on in their lives. And I know that you have plans for them, to help them, to prosper them. So I pray that your will be done in and through everyone who is watching, in and through me and my family and friends. And your will be done all over this earth as it is in heaven. And this I ask you in the name of your Son, our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. So as always, I'll end it with number 6, 24 through 26. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Bye.